is an appreciation and also a real lens to see anxiety from a family systems trauma perspective. Many times, anxiety is treated with individual treatment only or very little treatment with the whole family. And with this particular problem, it's a must have. So if you are oftentimes treat anxiety with something like cognitive behavioral therapy, EMDR, et cetera, you're going to want to see this as a complementary fit where it's both and not either or. So how big is the problem? Well, anxiety disorders are the most common psychiatric condition in children. Nearly a third of adolescents are experiencing some type of anxiety, with the average age of onset of 13 to 18. And of course, this research was done before the COVID pandemic. The good news is that most childhood anxiety will go away on its own. But here's the bad news, that anxiety will often not go away on its own with what I'm going to share with you later today, with what's called overaccommodation. And it can branch out if it's not dealt with and pick up other problems along the way, such as depression, hopelessness, threats or acts of suicide, and others. So you often see anxiety co-occurring with other disorders, and many times anxiety is the catalyst to move someone from anxiety to depression or hopelessness. But if you wouldn't mind, would some of you put in the chat bar if you personally feel that anxiety disorder are some of your toughest cases to treat with adolescents or children, and one reason why. So I kind of want to get from you guys, what is a reason why you think that anxiety can be difficult? What's your theory or hunch? So Ashley said yes. Family doesn't understand how anxiety, Catherine says, and they're not sure what to do. There's a lot of physical components involved, the environment. The current world is providing enough evidence. So there's a lot of great theories, and I think we can learn from each other. We're better together. So for me, one reason why is I was, when I got out of graduate school with my MSW program, Florida State, I was taught cognitive behavioral therapy was my go-to. I was able to study under Donald Meichenbaum, who developed cognitive behavioral modification, and worked with Albert Ellis and Beck. But all that's to say is that was my go-to. So when I saw children with anxiety, I treated them individually, and then I would see relapse rates really high, and I wasn't really able to determine why that was. And I started to investigate that.